Many folks are planning or looking forward to an exciting vacation this summer. This morning on Studio 10, we have journalist, author, and travel guru Christopher Elliott with some awesome tips on how to be the world's smartest traveler. How are you, Christopher?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So first of all, How to Be the World's Smartest Traveler is the name of your book. Now, we can't give away all the secrets, but are there any tips you can share with our viewers this morning on how to be a smart traveler?
Well, you know, everyone is thinking about summer travel right now. It's the thing to do, 4th of July holiday coming up here. And what you might not know is that this is going to be probably one for the record books. $100 billion being spent on summer vacations. That's up 20% from last summer. And more than half of all Americans say they're going to be taking a summer travel vacation. That's according to a survey just done by Allianz Travel Insurance. So a lot more people out there traveling, and unfortunately, a lot more travel mistakes being made.
All right, so we want to avoid those mistakes. So let's start with the thing everybody cares about, which is time and money. What are some tips on how to save time and money?
Well, it all goes back to really getting good advice. The survey talks about 4 out of 5 Americans taking advice from an online travel review site. Nothing wrong with those sites, except that you have to use a special, you have to pay special attention to the type of advice that you take and how you take it. And in my book, I mention that you really want to cast a very wide net when you're going to these online review sites. Don't just go to one, go to several if you can, and look for the advice to line up with, you know, where one review is more or less agreeing with the other review. And then go offline also and talk to someone who's maybe a trusted travel agent or to a close friend who's been to a destination that you're considering. And if they all agree, then chances are you found a really good place to go on vacation. And what you don't want to do is go to one site, read one review, and make a booking decision based on that, because there's just going to be a world of hurt probably down the road for you.
Well, you mentioned that word booking. When you are on travel sites and you are about to book, many ask you about travel insurance. What exactly is that, and is it worth it?
That is one of the tips that I have in my book, How to Be the World's Smartest Traveler, is if you are going to spend more than $5,000 on a trip, you definitely want to consider travel insurance. Travel insurance can cover you when something goes wrong. Maybe your trip has been interrupted, maybe a relative died before you had a chance to take your trip. You file a claim and you get a refund for some or all of your trip. There's really 2 different types of travel insurance that you want to consider. One is the garden variety with a named exclusion policy, and the other one is something called cancel for any reason. It's a little more expensive, but the policy, as the name would imply, will pay you back a percentage of your vacation if you cancel, and you don't have to even give them a reason for it. You cancel for, as it says, for any reason at all. But those are just some ways to protect yourself when you're on the road so that you don't lose your entire investment. And this is especially true if you're spending a lot of money.
Well, let's finish with a fun question then. What are some great travel spots this summer for families on a budget? Let's talk about some fun places.
Well, okay. Everyone is going to the same places as they do every summer. They're going to the beach, they're going to the popular places like Orlando and Las Vegas, and the big cities, New York, Los Angeles. You know, one of the things I talk about in my book, How to Be the World's Smartest Traveler, is that when the herd goes in one direction, you want to maybe go in a different direction, because there's a lot of deals there. So if everyone's heading to the beach, maybe you want to head to the mountains, and there's fewer crowds there, and there's more deals, and your family will probably think you won't have to spend the entire vacation worrying about money.
Sounds good. All right. Well, if you want more tips, pick up that book, How to Be the World's Smartest Traveler. Thank you so much for joining us on Studio 10 with some tips today.
That was fun. Thanks.